Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun and the second smallest planet with a thin atmosphere, having the surface features reminiscent both of the impact craters of the Moon, and the valleys, deserts and polar ice caps of Earth. It is the most widely searched planet for life. Due to its brightness and closeness to Earth, Mars has been documented for at least 4.000 years, thus it is impossible to credit someone with its discovery. However, the first person to observe Mars with a telescope was Galileo Galilei in 1610. It is named after the Roman god of war due to its red appearance. In different cultures, Mars represents masculinity, youth, and its symbol is used as the symbol for the male gender. Due to the effects of the iron oxide prevalent on Mars's surface, it has a reddish appearance distinctive among the astronomical bodies visible to the naked eye. It is a terrestrial planet with a thin atmosphere, having surface features reminiscent of both the impact craters of Earth's moon, and the valleys, deserts and polar ice caps of Earth. Mars is 227.9 million kilometers, 141.6 million miles or 1.5 astronomical units away from the Sun. It takes sunlight about 13 minutes to reach Mars. One rotation per day on Mars is completed within 24.6 hours, while a whole trip around the Sun or year is completed within 669.6 days. Mars's axis of rotation is tilted 25.2 degrees, similar to Earth, which has an axial tilt of 23.4 degrees. Mars has seasons, though they last longer than on Earth since Mars takes longer to orbit the Sun. The seasons vary in length due to Mars's elliptical, egg-shaped orbit around the Sun. Spring in the northern hemisphere, autumn in the southern, is the longest season, lasting 194 days. Autumn in the northern hemisphere, spring in the southern, is the shortest at 142 days. Northern winter, southern summer, lasts 154 days, while northern summer, southern winter, lasts 178 days. On average, the temperature on Mars is about -80 degrees Fahrenheit, -60 degrees Celsius. In winter, near the poles temperatures can get down to -195 degrees Fahrenheit, -125 degrees C. From time to time, winds on Mars are strong enough to create dust storms, covering most of the planet while taking months for all the dust to settle, a great impediment for space probes. Its atmosphere is mostly composed of carbon dioxide, nitrogen and argon gases. Mars has the tallest volcano mountain in the entire solar system, named Olympus Mons, at a height of 13 miles, 21 kilometers, and also the biggest canyon Valles Marines. Mars has two moons named Phobos and Deimos. Interestingly, Jonathan Swift wrote about these moons in his book Gulliver's Travels. What is strange is that these moons weren't even discovered in that period of time. They were discovered 151 years later after the book was written. Mars does not have any rings, but it is estimated that its moon Phobos will crash into Mars in about 50 million years, possibly creating a ring system afterwards. Mars doesn't have a magnetic field, but certain areas are highly magnetized, indicating traces of a magnetic field from 4 billion years ago. It lacks an active plate tectonic system. Through continuous observations and analysis, it is strongly believed that Mars was once very similar to Earth, possessing water or even whole oceans. Recent studies indicate that it may have water even now. Magnetosphere and atmosphere. It is estimated that Mars lost its magnetosphere around 4 billion years ago. A possible reason for this is because of numerous asteroid strikes and the solar wind interacting directly with the Martian ionosphere, lowering the atmospheric density by stripping away atoms from the outer layer. The atmosphere of Mars consists of about 96% carbon dioxide, 1.93% argon and 1.89% nitrogen, along with traces of oxygen and water. It is quite dusty. Recently, methane has also been detected in the atmosphere, values of which indicate an active source of gas that should be present, be it biological or non. June 7, 2018, NASA announced that the Curiosity rover had discovered organic compounds in sedimentary rocks dating to 3 billion years old, indicating that some of the building blocks for life were present. In July 2018, scientists reported the discovery of a subglacial lake on Mars, the first known stable body of water on the planet. It sits 1.5 kilometers (0.9 miles) below the surface at the base of the southern polar ice cap and is about 20 kilometers (12 miles) wide. Out of all the planets in the Solar System, Mars appears to have the highest change of having life forms, but still the conditions are harsh enough that nothing should be able to survive there, perhaps only beneath the surface. Still, regardless of its habitability now, Mars was definitely once a planet filled with oceans and the right conditions of life. Most people would be happy if we could only find evidence of life that may have existed on the red planet. Future plans for Mars. Future astrobiology missions are planned, including the Mars 2020 and Rosalind Franklin rovers. They have the mission to take soil samples and return them to Earth for further analysis. If we look into Mars's history, it is one of the most actively observed planets in the Solar System, and chances are it will remain so for a long time. There are many plans for Mars, including terraforming and sending people on it, but it remains to be seen. Hopes are high and missions continue. If you like our support, please like, share and subscribe. Please comment us what is the idea behind your mind about the planet Mars and what you think about the Mars.